Welcome to my corner.
Welcome to my corner. Let's have a talk now. From Miami to California. Check your girl out. I'm gonna give it to you straight up. That's right. That's right. Keeping it real, no games inside. Let's go. Welcome to my corner, y'all.
What up, everybody? Welcome back to the corner. Okay, so first things first, y'all. I know I'm really overdressed. Y'all, it was Communion Sunday, which means I have to wear holiness clothes. I gotta dress in holiness when it's Communion Sunday. So I look like a first lady, but don't worry, I'm about to take this off in a few. After this video, we finna change, because Okay, anyways, so we've been having conversations about church myths. That's what I've been calling it. We've been having these different discussions about different things within the church. So last week we talked about millennials. The week before that we talked about battles of the sexes. Today I want to talk about singleness in a different entity than what we talked about battle of the sexes. Okay, so y'all know, left the church, you know what I'm saying, came back. While leaving the church, I found some freedom, you know what I'm saying? And I got free and I'm staying free, okay? So y'all know with me getting back in the church, you know, you have to, it's a lot that you have to do. So I sing, and I sing, and that's about it, okay? One thing at a time. So I'm single, you know, I'm not married. And so because I'm not married, I think people think that I ain't got nothing to do. And I'll be like, the devil is a lie. I got a lot to do. So let me just be clear. Like, let me just talk about this. I think the church makes the most, not money, but the most out of being single. I think the church really can pimp that thing we call singleness. And if you're not careful, you're going to look up and you're still going to be single. Let me explain why. Okay, so first things first, just because we not married, like it's a personal service announcement, just because I'm not married does not mean I have extra time to give to you, nor is my time valuable. And just because I'm not married does not mean I have extra funds to be giving out. Okay, be clear, all right? I don't want to give your dusty head kid no money just because I'm single and I ain't got no, money's for me, okay? I work hard for my coins, okay? So being single in the church, I think the church is geared towards married people. Like there's a lot of seminars on how to be married. There's a lot of sermons on marriage. There's marriage ministries. There's marriage retreats. There is even counseling for married people, like when your relationship's not working out. But what about the singles? There's no counseling for singles. Like, hello, we need some guidance and therapy too. But the thing is, I think pastors don't know how to navigate through being single. They just teach us to wait. There's so many books on how to be single and how to wait. There's so many books on what to do while you're waiting, which is basically serve in ministry and not live your life. There's books about what happens when you get tired of waiting as being a single, but nobody teaches you how to be single. Like nobody's teaching you that it's okay to go, on dates if you're ready. It's okay to not be committed to every ministry in the church. Because what happens is most single people, because they're single, they work the hardest in ministry. Look at your neighbor and say, not Candace, okay? So we have a lot of services at my church, right? A lot. And so when I don't have to be at a service, I won't be there, okay? So like last week, 2 weeks ago, we had something and I didn't have to be at the service and I left. And it was like, you're not staying? I said, who? No, I don't church. I don't do church as an activity where I go to 4 services in one day. I don't do that. I used to, but I don't do that no more. If I ain't gotta be there, I'll be at one service and I take my behind home because I got stuff to do. Like as I'm working in ministry serving, I'm also working on my dreams part-time. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the other thing. You have so many people who are single, but they're not accomplished. Want to know why? Because they serving in the deacons ministry, the elders ministry, they over the singles ministry, they over the choir. You be worked so much that you don't even know how to date, nor do you know how to live your dreams or prosper in your dreams. But I get it. They tell you obedience is better than sacrifice. They tell you what you do for Christ will last, and it will. They tell you to keep reaping and keep sowing and keep fasting and keep believing. So you keep doing that, but you still gonna be single because you ain't got no time on your hands. It's a hindrance on your road. You're gonna catch it later. So you don't know how to date because what you're doing in the church is serving so many times, and then you're waiting on this man to be in the church, but you done met all the guys in the church. You be there 7 days a week. You done met him, so clearly he ain't there, right? Just saying. I'm just saying. Like, there is nothing wrong with having a social life and loving God. Like, I'm not telling you go out here and bust it wide open to every man you see. What I'm saying is it's okay to have balance. Life is about balance. I can't stand a super religious person who lacks like everything. Hello, natural eye. Use your eyeballs. So spiritual, yet you lack here. It's got to be a balance. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be a balance. I hate super overly deep people because low-key they shallow. Oh, that's not what God said. How you know? And the other thing is, we could talk about why people don't go to singles ministry. I personally don't go just because I don't want to debate about the Bible with a whole bunch of singles all day. I don't want to do that. But I also don't want you checking me out to see like if you can scope me up and size me out. No. If I'm going to go out with some singles, I want to go go-karting. I want to go laser tagging. I want to go to the gun range. Like something fun. You see what I'm saying? Like, I get it. The Lord is my shining star too, but there's also a balance. You know what I'm saying? So I personally think church is geared a little towards married people, and nobody's really teaching you guys how to be single. Like, most church women don't know how to date. Y'all don't know how to flirt. Y'all don't know how to date. Y'all don't know how to do nothing. And then what's crazy is because you weren't taught how to be single, when you get married, you carried over those habits too. Like, for example, if you are single and you over the choir's ministry, the usher's ministry, the deacon board, the deaconess board, right? When you get married, your marriage is your first ministry. And this is why so many marriages are failing. No one knows how to be married. So you got marriages where all they do is sew in church. Well, there's no time for me or him. So he gonna go find somebody else outside. Marriage is your first ministry. That's why your deacon left. Not because he was tired, but because you didn't have no time for him. If you at church 7 days a week, where he's supposed to, hello, like, I'm just saying, like, it's got to be a balance. I want you to understand that your religious practices or activities, your religious activities ain't going to gear you towards heaven. Like, be clear. I know you think the more you sow in these ministries and the more you do these different things for God, it's going to get you into heaven, but you still might bust hell wide open because your heart won't right. You see what I'm saying? Attendance at church doesn't guarantee your spot in heaven. Attendance at these different ministries does not guarantee your spot in heaven. Only this right in here. Okay? And so I think, maybe you can let me know. I think that we kind of misconstrued it. I think we have a lot of conversations about the singleness. I lie to y'all now. Let me tell you a story. Okay, so at my former church, when I was in college, I was maybe like 20. Pastor said, there are 3 people in this church, okay? 3 ladies, he said, ladies in specific, that you've been asking God. Now listen, when he talking to singles and he said you asking God, they everybody identify. And he said, you've been asking God for a man, but you ain't got no prospect. You ain't got nothing. But God said, in this season, look at your neighbor and say, this season, the man is for you. 3 people, right? All I need you to do, this is what he said, y'all. All I need you to do is start putting a praise on it. Start running. So do y'all know that 75 women took off? Took off running. Took off. I said, well, if I was one of the 3, she just canceled out my blessing. She canceled it out. She can't, like, everybody was running. And let me tell y'all something. While they was running around the church, praise breaking, every single man in the church said, it ain't me, bro. I don't want him. All they do is church. I don't want nothing about him. I said, well. And I don't know if I think the 3 women that I remember running still single. That's the crazy thing. There's no right answer on how to be single. There's no wrong answer on how to be single, but I just think personally, if you are single, it's okay to balance your time. It's okay to live your life and do ministry. You ain't got to just completely, like, have some balance, please. Be balanced. Like, I'm a very balanced human being. Like, I like to sing the praises of the Lord, but when I'm not praising the Lord, I'm wiping me down. It's about balance, okay? Like, if I'm not singing a song with a microphone in my hand, talking about lift your hands, O ye gates, I'm singing because I'm on what minute? Judge your mama, not me, okay? So we'll be back in the corner next week. I know we were supposed to talk about tithing this week, but I kind of wanted to wait until I came back from homecoming. So we'll be back in the corner next week. Y'all have a great, great rest of your week.